Now think about this. Every day you wake up and you're constantly fatigued and you think that it is stress. You also see a lot of hair loss suddenly, which was never there before, but all of a sudden it's there. Or your skin is just getting dull and you're getting acne and you just blame it maybe on aging or your genetics. And if any of this is happening to you and you're getting these signs, then your body is screaming for help. And here's a fun fact. Over 2 billion people in the world suffer from nutritional deficiencies. That's 1 in 3 people. But the thing is that not many people realize that this silent war is happening within their bodies. And most probably, this war is happening due to one thing, and that is micronutrient deficiency. Now, the thing with micronutrients is that we require them in very small quantities as compared to your macronutrients, which is your protein, carbs, and fats. And the thing is that when your body doesn't get these micronutrients, it malfunctions in a way that you wouldn't expect. And the worst part is that these deficiencies are very sneaky. So you might think that it's just a bad week, or you're just stressed, or it's your genetics, but it is much more deeper than that. And what's worse is that most of us don't even realize that we are going through something like this until the damage is done. The thing also is that we might just make fun of it and just laugh it off. But the thing is that they are red flags. So today we are going to explore as to why they happen, how can you identify them, and most importantly, how to stop them before it's too late. So let's get started. Firstly, let's break down some common signs and symptoms that you might have noticed and what do they mean. So let's say that you've slept for 8 hours, but when you wake up, you feel as tired as when you went to sleep. Does that sound familiar? That's mostly a classic sign of iron deficiency. So iron is something that carries oxygen throughout the body, and when iron is not produced enough is where your body doesn't receive energy, and no matter how much you get good rest. Then if you suddenly might just start seeing a lot of hair loss, that might not just be only your genetics. Especially if you're noticing a lot of hair on that brush as compared to much before, then the possibility is that it might be a zinc and a biotin deficiency. Zinc is one thing that plays a very important role in hair growth, and biotin plays a very important role in maintaining your hair and also to avoid breakage. But apart from this, if you've seen or noticed dryness on your skin, you suddenly see a lot of red patches, or maybe you see a lot of acne, well, your skin is just a reflection of your inner health. So a lack of vitamin A and E can rob your skin of that natural glow and that healing ability that it has, leaving it dull, irritated, and even very prone to breakouts. And the symptoms don't just stop there. So if you have muscle cramps, that's magnesium again. If you have brittle nails, well, that could be calcium and even zinc deficiency. Or if you have chronic cold, well, just look at your vitamin C and vitamin D levels. Because every symptom that you get is almost like a clue that your body is giving and for you to solve that puzzle. And I'll give you a real life example. So my friend just suddenly started seeing a lot of hair loss, and he thought that maybe it's just because of work or because he is stressing. But it turns out that his vitamin D levels were very low. So within a few weeks, he made a few lifestyle and even dietary changes. He started having some good leafy greens. He also made sure that he stood or exposed his skin to the sun for at least 15 to 20 minutes. And that with time surely showed a lot of changes when it came to his hair fall. The harsh reality is that if you're ignoring these nutrition deficiencies and the signs and symptoms that your body is giving you, then they will turn into life-altering health problems. For example, iron deficiency can lead to anemia and also a lot of your heart problems. If you are magnesium deficient, it might cause a lot of muscle cramps, but it can also escalate to migraines, high blood pressure, and even heart disease. And then if you're vitamin D deficient, that doesn't mean that your bones might just hurt. It's also linked to depression, weakened immune system, and increase of a lot of chronic diseases. And even studies show that 30% of the world's global population doesn't get adequate zinc in their bodies. And if you're zinc deficient, that means that will impact your immunity, it will delay your healing, and even lead to neurological issues. So what can you do to fight back? Well, here are some game-changing strategies that you could do to reclaim your health. Number one is supercharge your diet. For iron, just make sure you're eating good amount of spinach, leafy vegetables, tofu, and even lentils. Also pair these foods up with some vitamin C rich foods like your oranges and even your bell peppers so that it absorbs those nutrients even better. To tackle vitamin D deficiency, stand in the sun for 15 to 20 minutes and let the sun touch your skin. Go for the early morning sun and go for the evening sun, where it's not really intense that it burns your skin. So just try and make sure that you get the sun as much as you can. But in places where the sun is not really available as much, try to get your vitamin D through fortified food in your diet. And if you have a calcium problem, then think of your seeds, think of leafy vegetables, especially sesame seeds, which almost have 10 times more calcium than what milk can ever have. If you're really low on magnesium, then just snack on nuts, seeds, and even dark chocolate if you really like it. And try to consume a little bit of whole grains as well. And if you are zinc deficient, then add in your pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, and even your lentils. Number 2 is supplement yourself smartly. If you have a severe case of having low vitamin B12 and low vitamin D, then try to go for supplements because that might help, or just visit a healthcare professional who might be able to guide you better. And if a lot of you are thinking that, wait, why don't I just have multivitamins? Well, they are a good and well marketed product, but nothing will replace a good balanced diet. Because no matter what you do, you cannot substitute real and whole foods. Number 3 is to maximize absorption. Ditch the tea or the coffee with your meals, especially if you're used to having the Indian tea which comes with milk, or if you're having your coffee or your frappuccinos or all those commercial coffees, because they can leach a lot of nutrients out of your body, like your calcium and even your iron. Try to use cooking methods like steaming, especially for your vegetables, and not so much where you really cook those vegetables that they lose all their nutritional value. Also, try and pair your zinc foods with protein foods for better nutrient absorption. Number 4 is get yourself tested regularly. Now, getting a blood test is almost like you seeing the results of your body and how this machine is functioning. Now, try to get a simple blood test which will help you reveal all the problems that you're facing on the inside. And your blood test is like a monitor to tell you any problem that's happening in your body or anything that requires help. So try to do a blood test at least once in 6 months so that you know how your body on the inside is functioning, because it will help you reveal any problems that you have with your vitamins, minerals, or any of your micronutrient. Try to get yourself regularly tested, especially if you have an ongoing symptom. And somewhere it will also help you track that progress. Number 5 is make sure that you have foods that support your gut health. If your gut is not healthy, you are not healthy. So try to incorporate a lot of probiotics like your fermented foods, which is your dosa, your idlis, your dhoklas, even some other foods like your kimchi and even a bit of yogurt, and even prebiotics like your onions, bananas, and also your garlic. Now the thing is that you know what's at stake and what you have to do about it. Just try and not ignore any of these signs that you get. Listen to your body, because your body is trying to tell you something or the other when it comes to its functioning. Try not to wait, because over time these things start compounding and eventually it just suddenly pops out. And then you just wonder that, wait, I think I was fine all this while. Which is why I'm telling you to listen to your body, because your body will always give you some or the other sign if something is not going right. And in case you have faced any kind of signs or symptoms, or you have any nutritional deficiencies, please do share your experience in the comments. And also, how did you solve them? And if you really want to explore more on health, feel free to watch any other videos on this channel. And until we meet again next, don't stress and be awesome. Rocher that.